it's Michelle from the Bead Gallery, and today I'm going to show you how to turn these little floral cluster components into a very fun single or double wrap leather bracelet like you see here. Okay, so you're going to start off with some 1mm kangaroo leather, and if you're going to do the double wrap, then you're going to start with about 6.5 feet of leather. That sounds like a lot for a double wrap bracelet, but you're going to have to keep in mind that you are knotting at least a dozen knots, maybe more, and the knots eat up a lot of length on your leather. So you're going to want to have a very long piece to begin with. Again, this is 6.5 feet to do a double wrap of 1mm kangaroo leather. You can, if you're going to do a single wrap style bracelet, then you'll probably want just about half of that, maybe a little over 3 feet to start with. Okay, so here's the 6.5 feet, and what you're going to do to start is center your button on the leather. So you want it right in the middle. Right in the middle, and we're just going to overhand knot right below the button. Okay, it's like using both strings like they're one, and you're just going to tie an overhand knot right under the button, like so. You can tighten it a little bit. So our button is now attached to the center of our long piece of leather. And then we'll have 2 pieces of leather that we're going to be stringing our components on and knotting along the way. So for the components, you will want about 13 clusters to do a double wrap bracelet. 13 clusters would mean 13 of each of these components here, the yellow and green leaf, the pink and red leaf, and our flower stack. And then we have a couple of freshwater pearls, so a couple of freshwater pearls in each cluster. So you're going to need about 13 of these to do a double wrap bracelet. And to make the bracelet, all you're going to do is string on. I like to do the pink leaf, then the flower, and then a pearl on one side, and then the green leaf component and a freshwater pearl on the other cord. There we go. And you're going to just sort of shake them all the way down close to the button, like so. And we're going to do an overhand knot just to hold your cluster in place. Okay, and this can be very free-form. You don't have to actually measure or anything. The clusters and your knots are going to be maybe an inch or a little bit more apart. Okay. And then again, we're going to string on pink leaf component, flower, and pearl on one side. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to take care to alternate or anything like that. Like this. Again, shake it down like that, and then do another overhand knot to hold everything in place. You can pull all the slack out. There we go. And you just keep going all the way down until it's long enough to wrap around your wrist twice. So in this example here, we have a bunch of clusters strung on there already, and it just about goes around your wrist twice like this. So we're going to string on one more cluster set. Here we go. Okay, Okay, so this is our final set of components. Then you're just going to tie another knot like we did. Give yourself about 1 inch of space here. Okay, and then we need to make a loop for our button to go into. So you're gonna make a second knot about 1 inch away from the last knot you just made. These kind of button loops are more secure than one that's just a piece of leather that's looped over like this, because the two pieces of leather are kind of held side by side and together in the way that it's knotted, so your button can't really ever come out once you put it on. Just like that. And that's it. That is how you would make this very fun double wrap leather bracelet with your floral cluster components. Okay. I'm going to show you how to make this really cute floral drop necklace. That's on paperclip chain, which is one of our favorite chains at the moment, using our floral cluster components. Here we go. Our paperclip chain and some jump rings. This project is really easy to put together, so let's get started. You're going to need about 13 of these cluster components. So we have 2 pearls, pair of leaves in pink and red, pair of leaves in yellow and green, and a flower stack. Here we go. So you're going to want to have these pre-made before you get started. You're going to need about 13 of those. And you're going to need 1 extra of each of these if you're going to do a drop style like we have pictured. Okay. You can do a different style where it's just like a rounded necklace without the drop section, and then you just attach your flower components to the chain itself. But for this project, we're going to be using the paperclip chain to make a drop style necklace. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut and reserve an 11 link section of the chain. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 links. We're going to just separate that from the main bit of chain. It's about 2.5 feet of chain that we're starting off with. So we're going to cut that off. And there we have a section of 11 links here. And we're going to attach that to our central component, which in this case is a lotus. You can do also just like a simple ring if you want. But we need a central point that our drop can hang from. Okay, so we are going to be connecting at the 4th link up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 links. I'm hooking into that one. And we're going to hook on here like this. So first we're going to assemble the necklace with just the chain and the lotus. And we're using these 6.5 millimeter oval jump rings to attach all of the chain bits and components together. Okay, then we have the rest of our chain that you can attach to the central, the 2 petals on the center point. Go. I like oval jump rings because the seam is on a short end of, on the long end of the ring. So your piece will be putting pressure on the short ends of the oval and it won't ever be near the opening. So if you're not too confident with opening and closing jump rings, oval rings are nice because they will rarely make your piece fall apart. Okay, so the seam is here, and when you pull, your components are on the short ends of the oval like this, far away from the seam. Okay, we'll do the same thing for the other end of the chain. There we go. And then you're going to cut this section to the length you want. If you're comfortable with an 18-inch necklace length, then you're going to cut each side to about 9 inches. If you want to wear it a little bit longer, then you just go longer. You can do like a 20-inch necklace by doing each section is about 10 inches. Let's do a 20-inch necklace here. So each side's going to be about 10 inches long. We'll make both sides match. And the links on the paper clip chain are large enough that the lobster claw that we're going to attach to one end can actually clip into the other side. So we have lots of leftover chain here. So here's our lobster claw. We're going to attach it to one side of the chain. Now remember, when you open and close jump rings, you're going to want to swivel them open like a door and then swivel them and wiggle them shut so that the ends are nice and tight and close together. Okay, so we have the base of our necklace here, like this, and we are ready to attach all of our floral components. So what we're going to do is we're going to open and close the rings that the leaves are attached to, hook on a pearl, and then attach it to the chain. So you're going to want to open the ring, hook on a pearl, like this, so we have a nice mini cluster. Then we're going to attach it to the chain that's going up the side of the necklace. We're going to skip the first link and attach your first component to the second link away from the centerpiece. Okay, so we're going to put the yellow leaf component, and then we're going to put the flower on the same side. Again, you're going to need these 6.5mm oval jump rings to attach your flower stacks. Now, you could do a technique called basic wire wrap and connect the flower directly to the chain. But if you pre-made all of your components, you're definitely going to need jump rings to connect everything together. Okay, so we're going to hook on the flower on the same side of the link that the yellow and green leaf is on, like this. And then we're going to attach the pink and red leaf component to the same link but on the other side. Okay, so we're going to open this. Remember to hook on your pearl, and you see we're going to go into the same link but on the other side. So we have two components on one side of the link and one component on the other side of the link. Okay, so it's nice and clustered. Okay, so there's our first section right there. Then we're going to keep going up the side of the chain. You're going to put 5 cluster components, cluster sections on each side. So you'll have 5 on this side, you'll have 5 on this side, and you're going to want to skip a link between each clustered section. Okay, so we'll do one more on this side. And then we'll take a look at the dropped section. Okay, so we're going to open this again, swivel it open, hook on a pearl. Okay, and remember to skip a link and attach to the next link. We're doing every other. Okay, and I'm going to keep the leaves that are yellow and green on the same side of the flower all the time, okay? So there's a little bit of a pattern to this. Okay. Just like that, and one oval jump ring to attach your flower component. On the same side of the link as the yellow and green leaves. Now, if you don't have oval jump rings, you can use round ones. I'd say about 5 to 6 millimeter diameter rings are good if you don't want to use the ovals. All right, so you're gonna do 3 more on this side, then we're gonna do 5 on that side just to kind of make each other balance out. And then we're gonna attach the components to the drum. This is what it looks like with most of the side components done. Okay, and then we're gonna start with the drop. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so this is for the long drop. I have an extra yellow and green component here. That goes at the bottom of the longer length of chain, like so. Okay, and then we're going to get our leaf and pearl components. We're going to skip a link and then put it on the next link that's above that one. And again, like for the sides of the necklace, we're going to attach the pearl to the leaf component cluster like this. So we're going to skip a link here and hook on to the next link above that. Go. Okay, and you want a component on each side of the link of chain. This, and then we're going to attach a flower to the link that's right above it, again with an oval jump ring. Now we're going to attach things to the shorter length of chain here. So I have an extra pink and red leaf component, which I'll put at the bottom on the very last link of chain. Then I'm going to do another leaf component set, this time with the 2 sets of leaves and 2 pearls on the link that's directly above the link that we just attached our pink and red leaves to. So not the bottom one, the next one up, but we're not skipping any this time. There we go. On the same link but on the other side, I'm going to attach the yellow and green. There we go. Just like this. And then right above it, on the link that is right above, we're going to attach our flower, again with an oval jump ring. Here. Go. And the link that's right above. Okay, so we're not skipping any links for this side. This gives you a little bit of a staggered look to the flowers. a little bit lighter at the bottom, getting fluffier near the top. Okay, and then we're going to attach our last few components. We're going to do leaves on this link of chain that is connected to the jump ring that's connected to the lotus. We're going to put a leaf component on each side, and the top jump ring that's attaching the drop to the lotus, we're going to attach our flower. Sometimes the hardest part of opening and closing these jump rings is to find the seam once you've closed it really good the first time. Got it. Again, don't forget to put the pearl on there. Screw that shut. Okay, now for the pink and red on the same link but on the other side. Let's put the pearl on there. Finally, we're going to put the flower on that jump ring that is connecting everything together. And we're going to, again, use an oval jump ring to attach it. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to use that jump ring that's attaching everything. And we're going to hook the flower on there so it doesn't have a long drop. Like it doesn't dangle really far down. So we're just going to open this up very carefully. It's a little heavy now. And hook that on just like so. Screw that shut, and we are done. So as you can see, it was very easy to construct this necklace with just your floral cluster components, some jump rings, and some chains. So I hope you have fun with this little project and your little flower cluster components. Until next time, bye-bye.